I am Arthur Turfa, poet and writer. Welcome to the launch of my YouTube channel. This time I'm going to read from my 4 standalone poetry books, but I'm going to talk about a few others. The books are in order of appearance from Electio Publishing, Places and Times. From Amazon KDP Accents, which is my best thematically arranged work. From Muddy Ford Press, or actually Broad River Books, this is Gemini, my mystical work. And finally, from Finishing Line Press, Saluda Reflections, my most recent. I have 2 books of ekphrastic poetry. That's poetry in response to a work of art, and the art is done by my friend and creative partner, Carol Worthington Levy. The first is All in the Family. That's the second edition. And A Village Remembered, recalling the historic sites of Plymouth Meeting, Pennsylvania, where she and I grew up. This proceeds from this book go to Preservation PA. These are very historic buildings. Some were on the Underground Railroad, some even older than that are in the path of suburban encroachment and endangered by other things too. And last but not least, my first novel, literary fiction, The Botleys of Beaumont County, available on Blurb. A once prominent family tries to retain their prominence at the beginning of the 21st century. The action begins in a small town in the southeastern United States on Election Day 2008. The theme is Faulknerian, sort of a Southern Gothic. Style is heavily influenced by Updike, Vonnegut, and David Foster Wallace. Well, I'm going to read the first poem from Places and Times, one that's gotten good response, and it's called At Times I Want to Ride. At times I want to ride a chestnut horse over wide, undulating, endless steppes with hooves pounding out a staccato beat, our heads lowered to enhance speed, pointing toward the elusive white stag ever within our reach, ever out of reach, leading to verdant valley far away. Years ago, I only kept the gas tank half full in my 72 Duster Slant 6. Great was the temptation to drive beyond the mountains hazy with residual smog looming as I dropped from the 55 on slender concrete ribbon down to the San Diego freeway towards Irvine. The time had not come for me to leave. Now my life no longer fits into a car. The white stag is blended into the mists. Now I am content to be where I am. Dismounting, I set the horse to pasture and sit sheltered by the tall pine trees. Again, that's from Places and Times, Electio Publishing. There's quite a few things I really love about all my poems, and especially from Accents. And there are some longer things that I don't want to read one of them right now, but I would like to read one about one of my muses. And I probably should have had this marked before, but, well, you know how that goes. When in doubt, turn to the table of contents. And I have her hands smell like sunsets. I've gotten some good feedback on this one. What? Tell me what you think. Her hands smell like sunsets. The silence cannot, will not stifle the emerging word. Within you speak voices, music resounds throughout you. When despair closes in, the melody, a metaphor, arises. Far more remains in you than the incessant, obscene wound. Flowers blossom where none ever burst forth in color before. Every part of your being glows. Your hands still smell like sunsets. Let my words shine like the sun upon the waters you touch. And that's from Accents on Amazon KDP. My most mystical one, as I said, is Gemini from Broad River Books. That's local to the Columbia Midlands, South Carolina Midlands, where I live now. Uh, some of you might be able to tell where I'm from based on how you hear me say some things. I'm going to read Golden State Reverie. Some places remain with us long after we leave them. For a time, California was a magnet to my art, but stronger forces directed me elsewhere. Now and then I wonder about things had I remained as a bachelor, or if my family had gone there instead of Wilkes-Barre. Joy upon joy has showered on us all the same. Every so often, though, I imagine a cool, clear Los Angeles night. Jack Webb and Frank Zappa have a smoke and discuss jazz. Don Van Vliet paints a landscape, while Charles Bukowski and I discuss literature and decadence over a round that I have bought. Philip Marlowe sits at the corner of the bar and moves a whiskey from the glass to his throat. In the flash, we are walking along the Newport Back Bay in brilliant sunlight, looking at the mountains in the distance. Our futures are hazy like the smog and soon to separate. The reverie ends, and I am where I should be. California dreaming cannot compete with where and what the years have rendered to me. I gaze at the tall pines, and I am at peace. That's from Gemini, Broad River Books. The last one I'm going to read is from Saluda Reflections, Finishing Line Press. Now, all of these are available from the publishers, or I have some links on my channel where you can find them if you, most of them are in Kindle. If you have a favorite vendor, then by all means feel free to do that. If you are living in either the US or Canada, you can contact me directly, and we can talk about a signed copy. I keep a stash of these available, and this is probably one of the most crowd pleasing poems, called "One Morning You Will Decide." A lot of these are on SoundCloud, and you can look me up there. I know this one is. One morning you will decide. It's written to my wife. One morning you will decide that this is the day to escape. Time to load the car, leave the madness and the mayhem. Soon we will drive along mesas, snow-capped mountains, along the Natchez Trace and the Appalachian chain. Maybe we will leave the car at the airport and fly to that city on the cliff in Spain you saw online, or Vienna, where I will lure you to Sopron and show you the family homestead. Tell me when, my love, and I will get the bags from upstairs. And again, that's from Saluda Reflections, Finishing Line Press. Please feel free to contact me. I left the information elsewhere on this channel, but aturfa@aol.com. My blog link is there. I'm on Facebook. Would love to hear from people. You take care, and we'll see you again soon. Keep reading, and for those of you who write, keep writing. If you've never written anything, maybe this is the time. Take care.